Hello and welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm reading to you from the book of Exodus, the second chapter, and it's the first 9 verses. Hear now these words. Now a man from the house of Levi went and married a Levite woman. The woman conceived and bore a son, and when she saw that he was a fine baby, she hid him 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she got a papyrus basket for him and plastered it with bitumen and pitch. She put the child in it and placed it among the reeds on the bank of the river. His sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. The daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river while her attendants walked beside the river. She saw a basket among the reeds and sent her maid to get it. When she opened it, she saw the child. He was crying, and she took pity on him. "This must be one of the Hebrews' children," she said. Then his sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, "Shall I go and get you a nurse from the Hebrew woman to nurse the child for you?" Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Yes." So the girl went and called the child's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this child and nurse it for me, and I will give you your wages." So the woman took the child and nursed it. When the child grew up, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and she took him as her son. She named him Moses because she said, "I drew him out of the water." And of course, if you are at all literate in biblical knowledge, if you attended any Sunday school class in your growing up years, you will recognize the name Moses. And you might even be familiar with this story, as Moses was born in a time when his people were slaves to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh had been concerned that the population of the Hebrews was growing faster than he wanted it to, and so he had declared a law that any male child born to a Hebrew woman was to be put to death. And so here we have a situation where the very birth of this baby was fraught with danger. His mom hid him for 3 months before she couldn't hide him any longer, and so she took a desperate gamble and put her baby in the basket. And here's where it gets really, really interesting to me. For you see, the person who found this baby in the basket was the daughter of Pharaoh, and she should have immediately said, "Ooh, a Hebrew child, kill it right away." But instead, the scriptures tell us that she took pity on him. Pharaoh's daughter's heart was warmed toward this child, and she felt a sense of engagement, of desire to help. And it's out of the compassion of the person in power for the person who had no power that created the conditions that allowed Moses to eventually become one of the greatest heroes in all of Scripture. And that makes me think about our situation in our world right now. Those of us who are not of a darker skin color, we are white people. How much compassion do we have for those who feel oppressed? If Pharaoh's daughter was able to have love for this baby Moses and allow him to grow up, shouldn't we finally grow up ourselves when it comes to race relations? I'm not trying to say that any one person is specifically responsible for the state of race relations in America, but I am saying that collectively we can all be more like what this story tells us. That we can have pity. Or if pity is a word that you're uncomfortable with, we can have compassion. We can stop and listen to the cries of these people that feel such pain. That's the least that we can do, and there's always so much more once we have truly listened and heard, and then together we can make a difference. Maybe even a Moses-sized difference. I'll see you on Monday for another daily devotion.